Hey, another beautiful day, guys. I wanted to share with you guys a part of my coaching journey. This is something that I've learned recently, and I've learned I have to be more in tune with this myself as I coach people. One thing that's come up in the PCCI coaching courses that I'm taking is being aware of my own state of being as I get into these coaching calls. And I just want to break down to you guys what that is, why it's important, and how you can change it. So when I talk about state of being, for myself, an example of this would be when I get into a coaching call or when I'm getting with a client that I'm going to coach. Life happens to me just like it happens to any of you. It may be a rough day. Maybe I had car issues. Maybe I got into an argument with a loved one. Things happen like that, right? You get cut off on the road, anything. And what it can do is it can kind of sour your attitude for the rest of the day if you let it. What that is your state of being. Your state of being is the quality of your current or your present experience as you're living it right now. So that is something that is variable. It fluctuates. It changes moment by moment, day by day, minute by minute, really. So what I want you guys to understand is your state of being is something that every one of us deals with. We're not all happy or joyful all the time, every day. We all go through things. So your state of being is something that is very important for you to self-diagnose and determine so then you can do something about it. Now, this state of being can be broken down into three primary states or primary categories. It's your mental state, it's your emotional state, and it's your physiological state. So what do I mean by these things? So let's say your mental state, you're cloudy, you're foggy. Let's say you haven't had a lot of sleep. You're not able to make good decisions right now. Mentally, you are tapped, and that's going to affect your overall state of being. Emotionally, let's say you got into a heated argument or something, and now you have to show up at work after you just got into a heated discussion with your loved one on your way into work. That's going to put you in an emotional frame of reference as far as your state of being goes. Or let's say it's physiological. I deal with a lot of people who come from backgrounds where maybe they suffer from depression or anxiety, or they suffer from just anything that physiologically is wrong with them. If you have an illness, these are things that can bring down your state of being. So these are important things to recognize so that we can do something about it, because we don't want this to cascade. What happens is if one of these things gets thrown off, it's a compounding effect. So let's say on your way into work, you get cut off on the highway. Now you're not in a great mood as you pull up into the office. And now you're looking at your desk like, man, I have to deal with this meeting with my boss. Now I have to deal with, this client that for whatever reason is being difficult. Maybe they decide they don't want to pursue a further working relationship with you and whatever you do. Maybe you lost a job, maybe you lost a contract. It just compounds from that early morning, and now by 12 in the afternoon, you're having a horrible day. We want to catch this early on so that we can flip it so you're not having that horrible day. Because truthfully, the only reason you're starting to have this snowball effect is if you didn't catch it early enough, you weren't able to change your state of being. Now you're not able to really take reign of all of these circumstances and emotions and look at things in a different way. So your current state is going to be vital, and it's going to affect your overall state of being, either in a positive way or in a negative way. So as we talk about your current state of being, and we talked about those things that can be thrown off because one thing happened that led to another, and you've had a negative mindset the entire morning. We want to talk about things of how we can make this change happen. We've already discussed what it is, why it's important. Now, let's recognize a few things about it. For one, state of being is not an achievement. Okay, let's get that out of your head. It's not a goal, or it's not a destination at the end of the road. It's not I am mad and that's it. State of being is fluid. It's actually a decision. You choose to be sad, depressed, angry. You choose to be happy, joyful. You choose to exhibit these emotions. So it all stems in choice. It is not a state of being that you can't switch. It's actually all within your realm to be able to change these things. So as we talk about state of being a choice, once you understand that, now it's your turn to recognize the decisions you can make in order to change what your state of being is. Now, the beautiful thing about your state of being is, as I mentioned, it is mental, emotional, and physiological. If you change just one of these states of being, or if you change just one of these circumstances or categories, I need a better terminology for it. But if you change just one of these, you actually change all three, and your state of being changes entirely with just the flip of one of these decisions. And the way you can change your state of being is you can affect it most easily physiologically. It's hard to change when you're in a mental funk unless you go out and you do your breath work and you calm your mind and you put yourself at ease. So breath work and meditation are ways that you can mentally change your state of being. As far as emotional, maybe you need to go and talk to a counselor. Maybe you need to go and get an emotional outlet, like something like going and screaming your head off into a pillow or something and letting it all out. But that is another way that you can get that out so that you can change your overall state of being into something positive. The easiest way, I would say, is physiologically. Now, breath work also ties in with that, because if you're able to slow your breathing down and you're able to regulate it, you're actually able to regulate your autonomic nervous system, or your fight or flight response. You're able to bring that down so your body's no longer in that response, and your body's actually able to think with logic. Other ways you can change this, I always like to say exercise mimics joy. And this is just a fact of life. You don't see people who are joyful just sitting around. The only people you see who are kind of slugs and just sitting around and just biding their time and doing nothing are depressed. They're sad. They want to go lock themselves into a room, and they don't want to get out, and they don't want to do anything or interact with anyone. So exercise is a very easy way to shift this, because physiologically, you're promoting endorphins to circulate throughout your entire body. You're getting your stresses out. You're putting yourself in a position where you are completing a task, which in itself gives you a mental boost because now you have completed something. So exercise is an amazing way to get the physiological response you need to change your state of being. Other ways of changing your state of being, you can go outside for a walk. I mean, God has created such a beautiful creation outside that, oftentimes we waste our time or most hours of our day sitting within the same four walls. I know that feeling. I live and work from the place that I live at. So that can be something that can be very draining And sometimes you just need to get outside. You know, God has given us the air, He's given us the trees, He's given us such a magnificent place to live that we just need to go out there and enjoy creation. You know, other things you can do, you can dance. You know, dancing, you never see someone who is sad or depressed on a dance floor because movement mimics joy. If you're able to move, if you've got music flowing, you have rhythm flowing through your body, you are going to be joyful. You are going to be happy, whether you're making a fool of yourself or not. If you're dancing, you are in a better mental place and emotional state than you would be by just sitting around and just letting your thoughts and emotions fester as you lay there dormant. So these are ways you can change that state of being. So now you can be positive. Now you can be uplifting. Now you can be encouraging. Now you can be the person that you are called to be by just these simple tasks. So I encourage you guys to get active, especially to incorporate these things in your life because they're going to help provide fulfillment to your life. If it does nothing else for you, it saves you time from wallowing in your own pity. So guys, that's what I have learned through my coaching experience. That is something that I take into each and every coaching call that I have is that, hey, sometimes I need to go out there and I need to change my state of being as well. So then I can go out and best service the person that I'm trying to service because God has put me on this earth to perform and to help people. And I can't do that if I am in a funky mood. And I know you can't either. So guys, get out there, get moving, and let's start changing these things for the better. If you need help in this area, if you need encouragement, if you need suggestions, if you want to work with us, totally reach out, drop a comment in the comment box. Give me other suggestions of ways that you can change your state of being or what you may be doing to change it. But if you need help in this area, just reach out, jump in my messenger. I would love to get attached with you guys. I would love to get to know you. And I would love to help you out in this process because this is what I'm here to help do. So I thank you guys for listening. I'm looking forward to reading what you guys have to say. I love you all. God bless. Remember, make moves, not excuses.